Happy New Year to you. We have made it to 2021. I pray your holiday was restful, cheerful, eventful, in the good kind of way. And we're just able to celebrate being able to see and experience a new decade, a new year. Yes, I am in another Brave hoodie. I tell y'all, like, Brave just got me decked out in armor attire for the winter. I just love Brave. Shout out to Ikea Sade, who's its founder, creative director, and all that that entails. So we're talking about Taking a Shot at Love, which is our first premiere movie of Hallmark's New Year, New Movies lineup, and they have since done away with the Winterfest name, and now it's called New Year, New Movies. So, Taking a Shot at Love stars Luke McFarlane, who is from Sensibility and Snowman that I reviewed, Chateau Christmas, and one of my favorites, Mistletoe Promise. And he is played up. He opposite him is Alexa PenaVega, who is from Spy Kids. I think that's her. At least to me, that's her most famous role. But she's done a lot of Hallmark movies since then. So we are in Connecticut, I believe, Avon, Connecticut, to be specific. And so Luke McFarlane's character Ryan Cooper is a successful New York Rangers hockey player who has since incurred an injury on his ankle and in the process of physical therapy, whereas he thought his ankle was okay, it keeps getting inflamed. And so he's on the ice and he's like, yeah, I don't know what to do. And so his physical therapist and his agent recommends a different type of therapy. And this is how it gets introduced to him. Alexa Penavega's character, Jenna, is the cousin to Ryan's agent, which is how the two got connected. And Jenna is a retired professional ballet dancer, and she is now running her own studio in the small town of Avon, Connecticut. And she has had experience with Ryan's injury. And so as she's having dinner with her cousin, she says, he asked her, how did she get over her injury? And she said, honestly, it was the foundations of ballet. Once I got back to the basics, I was able to get stronger, blah, blah, blah. And so he proposed that as a thing to do for Ryan. And Ryan's like, what I look like? You know what I'm saying? Doing some tutu, frou-frou, but like, no. But he ends up obliging because he's like, if she's incurred the same injury and she got better because of it doing these things, maybe it'll work out for me. And he gets there at first and he's late. Like, I don't think he's really taking it seriously. But then as he gets to know Jenna more and find out that she actually stopped dancing professionally and there were reasons why she stopped dancing professionally, like, it made him more interested and more intrigued to not only do the dance lessons but also to keep seeing her. And while he was in Avon, Connecticut, because he lived in New York City, while he was in Avon, Connecticut, he stayed at her guest house. Can we talk about why every Hallmark person, like, okay, here's the thing, because she owns a small dance studio and she can barely keep up with the rent because there's a rent increase. And so she's trying to get more money somehow. And her cousin tells her that taking Ryan on as a client to kind of nurse him back to health will give her that coin that she need. I'm like, how can she afford her house and a guest house? But maybe it was inherited, maybe it was left to her, I don't know. But I'm like, everyone, even in Never Kiss a Man in a Christmas Sweater, like, she's a teacher with a guest house. I'm like, well, where do they do that at? But the guest house is like the garage, but it's a fully furnished, well decorated, well furnished suite above the garage where he lives. And then he starts to decorate it to make it his own, whatever. Okay, here's the thing. Here we go. Here's where it is. It's a cute movie. It's super cute. It's one of those movies, like, if you ain't got nothing else to watch and you're like, let me turn it on. Like, this is a good movie for that. I give it I was going to say 3.5, but I feel like that's being a little bit too generous, and here's why I say that. It tried to incorporate some winter feels with this phenomenon known as hygge. And it's nothing new to the Danish because it's Danish in its inception. However, it's all the, us Americans, we like to fan out. When we fan out and we obsess over stuff. And so that was kind of the theme in this movie in terms of winter feels was hygge. And hygge is a principle of just cozy living, like making cozy living a lifestyle. So not just waiting until the winter months, but the kind of the lifestyle that is cozy living. Um, and yeah, the one thing, like, I thought about this even as I was giving the synopsis, like, I don't really remember Jenna's resolution to her money problem. I mean, like, Luke, he came back and gave like an introduction, like he, came back and said how dope of a instructor Jenna is. So I guess we're supposed to infer that she then gets a lot of clients from this. Like, I don't know. But like, yeah, the movie was cute. That's kind of all I can say. What we have coming up this weekend is a New Year's resolution, which stars Michael Rady and I believe her name is Amy Teagarden. Which, I mean, that name, oh my gosh, and so that movie was actually supposed to come out New Year's of 2020, I believe, but it got pushed back, and so now it's coming out this New Year, like this New Year's, thing. So I'm curious to see why it got canned and why they decided to release it. But after a New Year's resolution, then we have Trevor Donovan's movie, Two for the Win, which he's not a hockey player, a ski person. And then after that, we have two more left. But yeah, this movie, aside from it being cute, like the last 10 minutes are my favorite. There's really not much to work with here. I will say that the writing for Hallmark is becoming a little bit more punchy. I've noticed that. And by punchy, I just mean more witty and sarcastic, and there's more banter between the two leads. That I've noticed is not as incredibly cheesy as it used to be in the past. But y'all, I really don't have much to say. I probably could have included this, like did a double review in one video, but I wanted to give it its shine. I will say I liked Luke McFarlane as a hockey player. I believed him as a hockey player. And I believed Alexa PenaVega as a ballet dancer. And I liked her as a ballet dancer. Like, I thought they casted beautifully for this. Her friend, so one of her best, or her, like, the best friend for Jenna in the movie lived down the road. She was also a fangirl of Ryan, who's Luke McFarlane's character. And her husband is kind of like, he was a hockey player, got lost in the sauce because he had to start helping his family out because some of his family members got sick or something like that. I thought that storyline was okay. I did like how they incorporated the kids in the movie. I thought that was cool. One of the ballet dancers in Jenna's class is also a hockey player. So it's cool that he was able to pull from both Jenna and Ryan for that. But yeah, it's kind of like a middle of the road, three-crowned movie. Like, it wasn't exceptionally bad, but it wasn't exceptionally good either. It was literally just kind of your run-of-the-mill winter Hallmark movie. Outside of her saying Happy New Year at the beginning when we see Jenna in her dancing studio, I would not have known this could have came out in any season, personally. That's another thing. And maybe that's what they're doing with this, with rebranding Winterfest as New Year, New Movies. Maybe they don't want to push so hard on the winter theme, but more so focused on the New Year's theme. I don't know. So we'll see what a New Year's resolution has to hold. I am a fan of Michael Rady's. He is from The Christmas Bow, and which is one of my favorites from this past Countdown to Christmas. And I believe he was in Christmas at Pemberley Manor. just a great actor, and so I'm curious to see his role in this. But now I feel like I'm rambling, so I'm going to stop. So, yes, I will see you guys next week for the review of a New Year's resolution.